Welcome to Module 7, Section 5 of your B2 Residential Remodeling Contractor Exam Prep course. In this lesson, we'll focus on estimating labor, materials, and equipment costs, an essential skill for staying profitable, competitive, and in control of your remodeling projects. Whether you're preparing a bid for a new kitchen remodel, planning a bathroom renovation, or coordinating multiple trades across a full home update, knowing how to estimate accurately is at the heart of your success as a contractor. It ensures you don't underbid and lose money, or overbid and lose the job. Let's begin with a simple materials estimation problem. Suppose you're tasked with installing drywall in a room that's 20 feet long, 15 feet wide, and has 8-foot ceilings. You'll need to calculate the total wall area to determine how much drywall to purchase. Start by calculating the perimeter of the room. Two 20-foot walls and two 15-foot walls give you a perimeter of 70 feet. Multiply that by the height of 8 feet to get 560 square feet of wall area. If you're using 4x8 drywall sheets, each sheet covers 32 square feet. Divide 560 by 32 and you get 17.5, so you'll need 18 sheets minimum. Then, account for waste, typically 10%, which adds roughly 2 extra sheets. Your final quantity is 20 sheets. This type of calculation is common on the exam and in project prep. Always round up to ensure coverage and avoid costly job site delays. Next, let's estimate labor. Imagine you're installing vinyl plank flooring in a 300 square foot room. Based on historical data or industry averages, you know that a crew can install 100 square feet of vinyl plank per hour. That means this job will take approximately 3 labor hours. If your labor cost is $45 per hour, your direct labor cost is $135. But don't forget to add in labor burden, payroll taxes, insurance, and other employer costs. If you use a 30% labor burden multiplier, your adjusted labor cost is about $175.50. It's important to include these hidden costs in your estimates, as they directly affect your profitability. Let's say you're preparing a full estimate for a small bathroom remodel that includes demolition, drywall patching, new tile flooring, a new toilet and vanity install, minor plumbing and electrical fixture swaps, and final paint. You'd break it down into categories: labor, materials, equipment, and possibly subcontractor costs. If materials total $2,500, labor is $3,200, and equipment rental is $300, your total cost is $6,000. If your markup is 40%, you'd multiply $6,000 by 1.4 and get a final contract price of $8,400. On the exam, you may be asked to calculate this exact process, either from totals or line items, so be ready to perform simple math with clarity and speed. Another common question type involves markup and margin. For instance, you might be asked, if a job cost is $15,000 and your selling price is $18,750, what is your profit margin? Subtract $15,000 from $18,750 to find a profit of $3,750. Then divide $3,750 by the selling price of $18,750. The result is 0.20, or a 20% profit margin. This is a key distinction. Profit margin is always calculated using the selling price, while markup is based on the cost. Now let's talk about estimating for contingency. In remodeling, unexpected conditions are the norm, not the exception. You might open a wall and discover dry rot, or realize that plumbing isn't to code. Building a small contingency, typically 5% to 10%, into your estimate helps cushion these surprises. For example, if your estimate is $10,000 and you want a 10% contingency, you'll add $1,000 to your total, quoting $11,000 to the client. Make sure you clearly communicate to the client what the contingency covers, and that unused contingency funds aren't automatically billed unless necessary. This practice protects both your margin and your client relationship. Another key area is unit costing. Sometimes you'll estimate based on cost per unit, such as cost per square foot, per fixture, or per opening. For example, if the average cost to install a recessed can light is $120 and a client wants 6 of them, that line item would be $720. Or if you're pricing insulation at $1.20 per square foot and the attic is 800 square feet, you'd budget $960. Unit pricing helps streamline estimates, especially when you're repeating similar scopes across multiple rooms or projects. It also comes up frequently on the CSLB exam. Also, expect questions about waste factors and ordering practices. For example, you may be asked, if you need 200 square feet of tile and want to account for 10% waste, how much should you order? The answer is 220 square feet. Multiply the required amount by 1.1 to cover waste. Similarly, if a lumber package requires 1,500 board feet and you buy 2x6 lumber at 1.75 board feet per piece, how many pieces do you need? Divide 1,500 by 1.75 to get 857.14, so you round up to 858 pieces. These are real-world skills that prevent costly shortages and delays. Finally, be aware of how to spot and avoid estimating traps. Rushing through a bid, overlooking a scope item, or failing to verify measurements can result in underbidding. Missing sales tax on materials, forgetting permit fees, or underestimating labor efficiency all eat away at your profit. The exam will test your ability to read carefully, think critically, and apply estimating principles to avoid such pitfalls. Practice reading short project descriptions and identifying what's missing or miscalculated. That's the mindset CSLB is trying to develop in licensed contractors. In summary, practice estimating problems aren't just about math. They're about confidence, attention to detail, and building muscle memory. The more scenarios you work through, the better you'll understand what goes into a winning, profitable bid. These questions mirror what you'll see on the test and what you'll do every day as a remodeling contractor. Make estimating your strength, not your weakness, and you'll be ready for anything the exam or the job site throws at you.